Hello, and welcome back, guys. I'm back today with a special guest, actually, to get into some more of these emails and talk more about the emails. I started reading them in order. So, by me starting to read them in order, I haven't gotten into too much juicy stuff yet. Like, I think I'm in September of 2018. It's just dragging along. But I did find some cool little tidbits in the early September texts and the early August texts as well from 2018. We're discussing Gypsy Rose's scandalous emails made possible by IntotheWeeds. So we decided to collaborate and, just see what we can uncover. If you guys are just coming in, make sure to like the stream for me. Please like the stream. All right, now I'm just going to pull up the emails. I want to make sure I have them. Email sorted. There we go. Oops. Hey, Lindsey, how are you? Hey. Hey. All right, let me present here. We're going to present to the screen. Wonderful. How you doing, Miss Lindy? Hopefully you're doing good. You were here with us yesterday, I think. Let's see. Where were we? We were in September for sure. Way past 9/11. Because that was like something happened on this day. Oh yeah, she called him the sexy dragon on 9/11. Okay. See. We read all this. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm right here. Right here, September 27th. September 27th is where we are. We're waiting on IntotheWeeds to come in so we can talk. We're going to talk. She might have some insight that I don't know yet because I've been going in order. And honestly, I'm going to read this for as long as people are interested in me reading it. But it would take a long time. I'm sure someone will, but it would take an extremely long time to read all these emails. But I'm sure someone will. It's a challenge someone is willing to take. I know it. I know it for a fact. Someone's going to read every single last email in this box. Every one. They're going to read them. Will it be me? I don't know. Make sure to catch you live tonight. Oh my God, thank you so much. That means a lot. IntotheWeeds coming? Yeah, I think she is. She's coming. She's coming. I do want to wait. I guess I could shoot her an email. I'm going to just say, because we are on different time zones too. We are live. Drop in. Oh, let me drop her the link real quick. Maybe that'll get her here. The heck? All right, let's reply. All right, I sent her the invite link. And when she comes, I'll let you guys know when she's in the backstage studio. So how are you guys doing? How is your Friday going so far? I hope everyone's having a good, wonderful Friday. Hopefully it was filled with a lot of fun stuff. My Friday was just, it was gritty, you know? I just emailed you one. I'm sorry. I just emailed you one. I think I did. Hang on. Yeah, I just emailed you one like 30 seconds ago. You're happy to relax for the weekend. I got that. I get that for sure. I get that for sure. I watched a live from last night during work this morning. So glad I caught this one live. Yeah. Yeah, these emails are something else. I tell you, these emails are something else. And I haven't even gotten to the dramatic shit yet. But what I can tell you is Gypsy Rose and Ken Urker should have worked for Hallmark. I can tell you that. They're really extensive in what they call each other, the pet names, Pop Tart, Dragon. We went through all of that yesterday. It seems like Gypsy had support, at least in 2018, from Rod, from Christy, from Mia. They were supporting her, at least through here. Oh, we got somebody in backstage. Okay. Hang on, guys. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I've been very busy today.
Very busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been cooking a lot, making beef jerky, and
Sounds good.
also cooked a cake.
That sounds good. I think I'm gonna have a roast this weekend, but I'm not gonna be able to eat it tonight. So I'll probably get something quick tonight and then let that just cook.
Yeah, my son made me some good pad thai. It was really good.
Yeah. So I guess my question would be like, how did you come to decide that you were going to obtain all of these files? Like, what was the straw that was like, I'm gonna go get the FOIA and everything?
Yeah, so if you don't know, my cousin is incarcerated in Chillicothe for 25 years,
Okay.
and she's there for a drug charge. So initially, my cousin and I started praying for Gypsy because, we didn't really know much about her except for the very basics: abuse, Munchausen by proxy, and we knew that she had seen a bunch of movie stars and things like that. So that's basically all we knew. And
Right.
then 2 days before she got out, my daughter came to me and told me that Gypsy wanted to go see Taylor Swift at the Chiefs game. And I was like, oh man, something just doesn't feel right about that. So I started looking into her for the first time after that. And I went straight to YouTube and I found Fancy, unfortunately. But I found Fancy, and I listened to her and I listened to quite a few other people. And so eventually what happened is I had seen the case file when I was in Fancy's hotel room during the Chillicothe incident. And so I started thinking about the crime scene photos and how there wasn't a whole lot of blood and things like that. And it just didn't look right to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sent an email to Ken Maines. He's from Unsolved No More, and it's a YouTube channel. And I was like, hey, if I hire you to go over all of this case, would you do it? He's like, yeah, but it would cost like $5,000 just to start, because he actually does the work.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to pay that much on Gypsy. So so I just I started well actually Hello Starlight, I was listening to her live one time and she was talking about the preliminary hearing. And she's like, if somebody could just get me the preliminary hearing, you know, I'll be golden. I just want to see the preliminary hearing. And so I was like, okay, well, let me try my hand at it. And so I just started putting in FOIA requests for the preliminary hearing. Now, come to find out, that was a lot harder to get because the records were offsite and they went through a third party for that particular FOIA. But so once she got them, I was like, okay, let me put in a couple more just to see, you know, because I knew Fancy wasn't going to give me anything and I wasn't going to ask her anyways. so,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I just started putting in FOIA requests and I started getting them. And I had the first one with, you know, the toothbrush and the barbecue sauce and everything. I had that in my possession for like maybe 4 months. And
Mm-hmm.
I had sent it out to several creators and nobody looked at it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay. But ultimately, I'm more of a historian. I like history. I'm a history nerd. And
Mm-hmm.
so I just wanted it for history's sake.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm putting together a project for the Missouri State Historical Society to just kind of, you know, have it there forever. You know, I
Yeah.
don't know what it's going to look like or what it's going to end up being, but that's my ultimate goal.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a long journey, like from the beginning until where it is today. It's a long evolution. Everybody has like I guess, a Gypsy evolution story, like where they started with her and how their opinions have changed over time.
Yeah.
It's always, almost always, people that were in support of her are now the people that are online advocating against her.
What about
If
you?
you will.
Why did you start talking about her?
Actually, I first learned about Gypsy Rose. I was watching the act. Somebody told me, "Hey, go watch the act," and I watched the act, and I was like, "Oh my god, that was so horrible! Like that's a horrible story. My
Yeah.
god, right?" So, I had just started my YouTube channel, and I do scandals, so like A to Z scandals. So that was like my first project, one of my first big projects.
Mhm.
So I got to G, and Lindsay, somebody, one of my mods in the chat said, "Why don't you do Gypsy Rose?" Right? So I did Gypsy Rose, and it was kind of like a favorable piece, right?
Uh-huh.
It was a favorable piece. It was like something you'd see in the news media about Gypsy Rose. And I got torn to shreds
I
in the
bet you
comments.
did.
Torn to shreds in the comments. Ripped a new one.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Do your research, start with the interrogation video." And I'm like, "Okay." So I then watched every interrogation video, read the autopsy report, went through all of the crime scene photos, and then started going through all of that paperwork and evidence that went along with this story,
Mhm.
and had to figure out the hard way that the act was just a fictional story.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I came into it, watching Hulu, and feeling sorry and uploading a random YouTube video and getting criticized for it. So I was basically like, I wanted to educate myself about why so many people were speaking unfavorably about her.
Mhm.
So in doing that, I guess I kind of got wrapped up into this.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where everybody starts is they're like sympathetic towards her. And then
Mhm,
once she got out of prison, it was like the floodgates opened and you saw the real Gypsy. And so I
mhm,
think that's why she's
mhm,
had such a hard time really shaking off that persona,
mhm,
of before the crime and during prison. If she had just gone home and been quiet, I think she would have a much better Much
Yeah.
better look in the media. I mean, not mainstream media, but everything else, you know.
Yeah, most definitely, because um I clearly remember what that looked like when she got out of jail. Um the internet was excited. They were
Mhm.
initially excited. Places like Instagram, TikTok, with mostly Gen Z users were excited for
Mhm.
her starting her new life because they had been fed that original story by the mainstream media.
Mhm.
But then people started looking at her sideways when she was making these comments, the D is fire, this, that, and the third. And
Yeah.
then when they found out she was cheating on Ryan, everybody started to kind of like back away from her and say, well, what's going on here? And dig a
Yeah.
little bit deeper on her. But like you said, if she just would have been quiet, pulled the Casey Anthony, disappeared for a little,
Yeah.
just disappeared. And then you wouldn't have had these issues that you're having now. You're trying to
Mhm.
reintegrate back into society when you've never really taken any accountability, true accountability for the crimes you've been charged of. You know, that's not acceptable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think she has literally the mentality of a 14, 15-year-old,
Yeah.
and it shows big time, you know, through all of her TikTok videos, the content she puts out.
Mm-hmm.
It's very immature and it's very look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very sad actually, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. She's just trying to live that rebellious teenager lifestyle. I
Mhm.
guess the lifestyle that she left off at when she went to jail. She's trying to
Mhm.
continue that and live through that. But I don't know. Have you read all the emails? I'm just curious. I don't think
No.
anybody has. I don't think anybody has come close. It would take days and hours and hours and hours of reading.
So the only person I know who has read it all is the person who gave it to me, and she stayed up for days reading it. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a day-long project, like
mhm.
hours and hours of reading. But I have read about maybe like 5 hours or so of it. Um, from what you read, well, I'll pull this back up really quick. From what you read, what were like the most like insightful things that you read um during your time covering Gypsy Rose's emails? Like what were the most insightful, triggering things that you were able to come across?
So the fact that lots of normal people wrote her and just poured their hearts out to her, and then almost all of those people got canned responses of, you know, this is what my dad's doing for my petition to the governor, and you know, all of that. And it was kind of heartbreaking, you know, to see that. And I actually ended up skipping through a bunch of the personal letters because I just felt weird reading them. So yeah, I ended up doing that. So that was one of the big things, is that I was just really, so she Gypsy talks about wanting to be an advocate, and she wasn't even an advocate, you know, when these people were actually reaching out to her and telling her, you know, their stories.
Yeah. From what I read so far, and I do understand because she's done it within these pages as well. There are people that are just like pouring their heart out, talking about medical issues, talking about. I'm like, oh my goodness, they're just really laying it all on her. Like this is a form of therapy for them or something.
Yeah.
And she's just like you said, really canned or dry responses. Only people that like really got responses out of her were the men that she was interested in. Those are
Yeah.
the people that really got like an actual response, what she was
Mhm.
doing with her day. Otherwise, the responses were very, very short.
Mhm.
Um, other than that, I don't know.
I'm
I am
also I'm
mhm,
also very stunned at Ryan. So whenever I was on Millennials channel the other day, we were going over a bunch of emails from Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
And he made everybody think that he wrote a letter to her because of a dare and they became friends. And that's how they became husband and wife. But in all actuality, he wrote to her and he was basically offering himself up on a silver platter any way she would take him. You know, he said bellhop, he said sugar daddy, boyfriend number 2, you know, whatever, you know, sex slave. And
Mm.
yeah, and that was over and over and over again. He reiterated and she was actually rebuffing him in a romantic sense, and he was still piling it on, and it's really
Mm.
kind of creepy because at certain points you're like feeling sorry for Gypsy because this guy's coming on so strong.
He acted quite desperate, Lee
Yes.
says.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so that's interesting because in these texts that I've read so far from like 2018, she says she's been in a relationship with Ken for a year or
Mm-hmm.
something like that, but she did call someone boyfriend number 2. So was she talking to Ryan at the same time she was talking to Ken way back in 2018?
You know, I have no idea. Okay, so all I know is Ken and her got engaged in October of 2018. And Nicholas's trial, I believe, was in November of 2018.
Okay.
So, so I don't know who came first. I don't know. It seems like there was a lot of overlapping with boyfriends and things like that. But honestly, like this whole Brian guy, so somebody who's named Brian came to our comment section and said, "Hey, you're not talking about me. This is not me. I wasn't in her life at this time."
Okay.
So, and I can't remember which video that was on. So I really genuinely do not know. That would have to be somebody who's good with numbers and all of that. But yeah, and I have cognitive issues too. So just remembering half of what I read is a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. There's a lot of interesting things because initially, when I start reading them from the beginning, there seems like there could be like 2 to 3 different guys she's talking to.
Mm-hmm.
That, I don't know who they are. I don't know if one of them's Ryan. That's interesting that you say boyfriend number 2 because she says boyfriend number 2 to one of these guys in the messages. What as far back as 2018. So that's interesting. Might want to look into that a little bit more to see when her and Ryan started talking. It may have always been Ryan and Ken, for a very long time.
Well, I think Ryan didn't come into the picture until 2020, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
So there was a guy named Brian, there was a guy named Sebastian, there was a guy named Rob or Robert, I think. Yeah, there's quite a few guys in there.
Yeah.
And Brian did go see her in prison, and he does have a Tasmanian devil on his shirt or whatever.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, did it seem like she was more likely to respond to messages where they offered up like money or like gifts and stuff? 'Cause like
Yeah.
I noticed that person who wanted to be her servant or whatever, the initial message that they sent, they were like, if you need some money, da 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 da. And that person got a response. But some of these people are pouring their hearts out, talking about all
Mhm.
the documentaries they watched, and they don't get a response. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering what it is about certain texts that, makes her want to respond. Is it
I
the
think
money
she
aspect?
just I think it really is. I think, when somebody offers something to her, it's, "Okay, you're somebody that will do something for me.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Lee." Yeah, so, I mean, that's my opinion. Because if you go in there, she's got people from Brazil sending her money, people from Italy sending her money, she's got people there's this one guy, and Millennial seems to think that he may have been in Game of Thrones because he tells her that he was. I think, in one of the messages. But this guy goes to England and Greece and a bunch of other countries and takes pictures and sends them to her from all kinds of different countries.
Oh, wow.
And then you've got a guy named Muscles, and then a guy named Tattoo Guy, and there's all kinds of them.
Lee said, did they ever find out if it was a woman sending the goddesses emails?
So I'm pretty sure it was a man now, as I look at the context of the emails, because the person talks about liking cars and going to car shows and things like that. And I mean, there are women who like that, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure, but I'm leaning more towards it's a man now than in the beginning. And I think I only lean towards it being a woman because they said they had a husband and children and grandchildren. And that just cemented in my mind that it was a woman. And so.
Yeah, I think I saw something like that. When I started reading them, the original copy, it starts off like that. And I'm like, whoa, like what? But it definitely did seem like a male talking there. I would find it very hard to believe that it was a woman, but it could be.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way it was just like, it just seems like a guy would write something like that, Yeah. Like, but I mean.
When I first thought it was a woman, I was like, whoa, this is really crazy. I was like, I never expected that. Now thinking about it as a man, I'm like, okay, I can see that a little more, but a woman, nah.
I don't think so. Not like that. But when you read your messages, like, how do you like to do it when you read your messages? I just start from the top and just start going down. How do you read your messages? Do you stop? Do you give commentary? Do you interact with the chat? I just do it. I don't know.
Yeah. So initially we started going from the top, but then we realized pretty soon that the messages were so out of order and you could not tell who they were from or if they were really batched in order of people who were actually writing it or not. And so, so what we ended up doing is we just started picking random numbers and going to the page and starting to just look at all of the emails and seeing which ones caught our eyes. And then when the blessed soul who created the in order one came out, we were able to actually look in the document because the other one you couldn't search at all. So this one, we have been putting in keywords like sex slave or pregnant or, whatever words we think about. And then we'll just go through and look at all the ones that have that word in it. And if it catches our eye, we'll read it.
Okay, that is a good idea because we've been kind of going through like a Pop-Tart phenomenon over here. I'm sure you've heard about the Pop-Tart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've asked them, I'm like, if Gypsy Rose was a Pop-Tart, which one would she be? We've talked about favorite Pop-Tarts, but we're just, now I can kind of look at that and see like how many times has she talked about her Pop-Tart?
A lot.
How many times did you talk about Ken's dragon? Like that's really I never thought to search the document, but now now
Millennials are really good at it. She's found some really good ones.
Yeah. So wait, I found a good one yesterday. Where is it?
Yeah, Miss Fancy Pants says Ken likes her chocolate Pop-Tarts. So gross. I see her as a wild berry Pop-Tart for some reason.
Those are good though.
Oh, I don't like those.
You don't like them?
No.
No, unfrosted strawberry or blueberry. Like the unfrosted ones are not good.
Yeah.
Where is that text message I read yesterday about her head bobbing up and down or something like that? Hang on.
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, I'm gonna read it. Control. There we go. Bobbing. Oh, it's only one time. Okay, great. Well, where the heck is it?
It should just light up for you.
Well, I don't see it. That's crazy. Bobbing is the word. Bobbing up and down.
So we've got, on 9/24/2018. Good morning, love. It is 6 a.m. on a lovely Monday morning, and I am missing you so. Often catch myself daydreaming of how wonderful it will be one day to wake up by your side, kiss you good morning, and maybe have time for a little dragon Pop-Tart play. Don't be surprised when you wake up to only my head bobbing up and down. Oh my gosh, LOL, I'm bad. I love you more than words could ever say. I really do hope that I can make you as happy and loved as you make me feel. I truly feel that you and I are meant to be. We have fit together like puzzle pieces ever since we met, and I foresee us growing together as one for a very long time. Love you forever, my one Gypsy. Oof.
So these are like scattered all throughout, like little gems, I guess you could say. Let's see. What are some good keywords?
So if you want to see some good ones about Ryan, sex slave is a good one.
Okay, let's do that. I think we can skip around today since we're like doing a collaboration. We don't just have to do it my boring way. Wait, hold on. You said
honestly, that's how I was going to do it. Just go straight through.
Yeah, because I was trying to find like some type of pattern or coordination, but there's none.
Mm-hmm.
They should have all of the threads together, you know, like this is her thread with Ken. This is her thread with mom. I mean, this is her thread with dad, Christy, whoever, you know, so. I don't understand why it's not lighting up to show me. Can you share your screen or it's just?
Yeah, I can share it. Hold on.
Okay. I'm drop down because I don't know why this is Google Docs or something.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Should be down there to share.
Oh, I see you. Boop.
Okay, so we've got sex slave on page 754 of the original document, and it starts 5/17/2020. Gypsy, please reread that email you sent me. His direct quote just told you that he was planning on seeing other people. He doesn't want you right now, but maybe if you want to, when you get out in 3 years, might add, then he wants to rekindle what could have been. He put you on a shelf, plain and simple, and you are not shelf worthy. You do whatever you want, but Gypsy, that you won't find. Wait. But Gypsy, after everything you have been through, you want to wait on a guy like that. You said that you don't like who he is now, but who he was, well, in 3 years, will he be that man? Are you sure that you won't find anybody else or something? Don't know this guy, but that isn't love, Gypsy. You deserve way better, and while you wait, you could let way better slip through your hands. And don't mean me either. Trust me, I am wonderful and all that, but don't fall in love with me. We'll end up breaking your heart too. Gypsy, you deserve the fairy tale ending. You are that amazing of a person, and hate to see you waste your time on a maybe, which already broke your heart once. He is using you being in prison as a crutch. I'm deeply concerned about your logic because as your friend, care. Anyways, enough about that. Just know, want you in my world in any capacity. Friend, bellhop, lover boy, boy toy, private shopper, teacher, pen pal, boyfriend number 2, sugar daddy, sex slave, a comedian, ha ha ha. It doesn't matter. Just want to make you smile because your smile is so. When am I going to hear that beautiful voice of yours again? Hearing you laugh, because if you talk to me, we will definitely laugh with each other. That amazing, if must remind you. I'm still waiting for my picture also, ha ha ha. And my visitation from you. Just want a big AZ burger. That's all. Just joking, ha ha ha. Hain to hear from Keen, similar far me so. Okay.
Hi.
Just listen to the news by Perfect Circle of it anymore. It reminds me of a friend that passed away, but not a fan. Don't buy that song. Ha ha ha. No, if you like Remember Every Scar, you would like that band Finch. What Is It to Burn is a song that have been jamming to for years. This was just on my mind. Hope to hear from you. Dude, I feel like I am illiterate as heck when I'm reading these emails.
Me too. Me too. No, it's the people writing them.
I
The
know.
people writing them just can't spell, can't do anything. Especially in the beginning, before Gypsy got her GED. It was bad. It was so bad. Like
But
she got some education in there, because in the beginning it was just like all the words just ran together in a straight line. I don't get it. But like even the people that were talking to her, they just got tired of writing a lot of shorthand, gibberish, all kinds of stuff mixed in there. But does anybody find it weird that like sex slave is the thing with them?
It's very odd.
Like given her past, right? Given her past and given her still coming to the media and pushing this narrative that was Nick's thing, right? He was a demented, disturbed individual. He wanted that like sex slave, BDSM type of relationship. But I've heard somebody call her like basically their master. They wanted to be her servant. You got Ryan wanting to be a sex slave. So what is it? You know? Did that side of her ever go away?
I don't think it did.
And that's
the fact that she ended up with Ryan and went home with him and he asked to be her sex slave is a little weird too.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Because he did it several times.
Yeah.
Oops, where'd it go? Okay, so we've got another one here.
Okay.
Oh, it's another long one.
Good. Do you want me to read that one? I'll read that one. Hang on. I think I got it pulled up. Is this Ryan again?
Yeah, it's page 615 on the edited document.
Oh, it's the same one. That's the same one. Let's
go. Oh, it's this. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So I noticed in this one that the emails are duplicate. Several of them are. Okay. Yeah. So 6/7/2020. Hey Gypsy, just was thinking about you. Remember to smile. Hopefully we will talk soon. Stay gorgeous like you are. You all right? It is just odd that didn't hear from you all weekend. Hope all is well. Also, I am confused about this visitation form received yesterday. Don't really know how to fill it out properly. You know where I'm supposed to check my relation? Well, it doesn't have homie, sex slave, or future baby daddy on it. Ha ha ha. Keep smiling, Gypsy. Hope to talk to you. He's desperate.
Here's the thing for me. Do they not know these messages are recorded for quality purpose and federal tracking purposes?
Well,
I guess you can just be as free as you want as long as it's legal. I guess it's legal to be all of those things, but
Mhm.
I don't know. It just seems kind of, I don't know.
Well, so like when you're on a phone call with a prisoner, every 15 minutes it will tell you that you're being recorded. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you sign up on Securus to send messages, you're told that they're going to be looked through. And if you send anything, so like screenshots, they don't like screenshots. So there's been a couple of times on accident where I will have been watching a video and I'll screenshot something for my cousin, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll send it into her, and it'll get sent back to me because at the bottom it'll have like a picture of somebody I'm watching, and
Mm-hmm.
a couple of times it's been Gypsy, and I didn't realize it, and it was sent back to me. So yeah, so they're very vigilant on what can go in and out. At least now they are. I don't know if it was different back then, but now they're very vigilant.
Yeah, Ali says, how was she allowed to do this fake BDSM shit in jail after it was such a huge part in the unaliving? That's where I'm getting to with it. It just feels it's legal for all intents and purposes, but it what are you suggesting with it? It
Yeah.
shouldn't be. It's highly inappropriate. Like if we're looking at the things that contributed to your charges, it's highly
Mhm,
inappropriate. And I don't know if he knew that at the time, but he knows it now. So
mhm.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, the fact that she got parole is very frustrating to me because there's women in there who they can keep you over your 85% mark. They
Mm-hmm.
can keep you there until your sentence is paid in full.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to let you out on parole. And there's a lot of women in Chillicothe right now who are over their 85%. And
Mm-hmm.
these women have degrees. One woman speaks a couple of different languages. They're doing all kinds of really great things for the community inside and outside of prison.
Right.
And but yet Gypsy is still up to the same old, practicing BDSM and having sex slaves and stuff like that. And then she's let out on parole. It's very frustrating. But I also know that the parole board doesn't really pay attention. They don't really know what they're doing. And I know
Yeah.
that because my cousin, until she was incarcerated, one of the men who spent 14 years running the parole board here in Missouri, had no idea what was really going on in prison until she went to prison.
Yeah.
So it's been an eye opener for him, the fact that he ran this for 14 years and had no clue.
Right.
So unfortunately, we've got
That's
to do
sad.
better.
That's very sad. I'll read this next one.
Okay.
I just think that, like, I don't know. There's certain things about this or certain things that she'll do every once in a while that are like slightly triggering because they have like slight relations to her case.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think this is like one of them. Like, but I will read this next one. Is this from Ryan as well?
Yes. I
Okay.
think he's the only one that actually uses sex slave.
All right. Here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay. All right. He says, hey, couldn't sleep tonight, so decided to write you. But don't worry, it's not an email because I know you don't like those too much. They can be over the top and mushy, but do that for a reason because I want you to feel great about yourself. Their intention is to make you laugh and smile. Hope you do that anytime you think of me, actually, but not laughing at me, but with me. Ha ha. Went out tonight for my birthday. And no, it wasn't a double dinner date. Very selective when deciding on seeing someone. Am amazing and only deserve the best. So can be choosy. Like told you before, have standards. Anyway, went to the Golden Nugget, the big casino here in Lake Charles. Picture Las Vegas. The Nugget is very similar to a Vegas casino. It is massive with restaurants, bars, clubs, shopping pool, etc. Had a great time tonight. There was 5 of us that went tonight. We made a guys' night out, no wives or girlfriends, which have neither of anyways. Remember, I'm very selective, but do know one black girl / stalker who would marry me if it were up to her, which I am so thankful that it is clearly not. And all kidding aside, did win some money tonight in the casino. Won the most money on a machine that had a feeling would be lucky for me. You will never guess what the damn machine was called. It was called Sparkling Roses. Not kidding. I figured that I would win on the machine, and I did, very much so. Ended up hitting the bonus twice and won 350 on that machine. Hopefully that is a good omen for the future. Always interested in getting lucky, if you know what I mean. I did feel sad on the way home tonight. One of my friends was going to a girl's house after a casino. Noticed that he was setting up that infamous late night tip at the end of the night and realized something, wanted to do the same, so pulled out my phone, getting ready to make a call. But then I realized that the girl was wanting to call was unavailable tonight. Actually, according to her, she is unfortunately off limits to me until 2024. Ha ha. Just a couple of more things, then we'll go to bed. Went car shopping today. Am thinking of buying a Cadillac. Found one that is so fly. It's a Cadillac CTS, white, fully loaded. I'm about to switch careers and want a luxury vehicle to drive, especially if I have to travel. I did find out that I won't have to travel all over with that new job just around Louisiana. Probably going to have to buy it, have an idea on where I want my life to go, and I'm very goal oriented. I have a picture in my life of where I'm going. Don't ever want to just settle. So maybe that is why I'm very selective. Last thing, I'm confused about something. Don't really want an answer to this question, but I'm just thinking out loud. How or why did your classic breakup line of, I just want to work on myself at the moment, never asked you out, and we sure weren't dating when you said that to me? I'm just wondering. Am I that pathetic? You think I'm easy or predictable? If yes, please don't answer that question. Like I've said, I'm cool with being in your world in any capacity, but would prefer sex slave. Ha ha. Just playing. And when you said that you don't want to be in a relationship right now, is that the truth? And do you understand with everything going on at the moment? Or did you mean to say you do want a relationship eventually, but never want to have one with me? Because if that is the case, that is completely your loss in the situation. I am the ultimate guy. I might be a little bigger, but I guarantee you would never find anyone better than me. Nobody could treat you like me, like the winning jackpot in the lottery. I am handsome, sweet, smart, caring, understanding, nurturing, and sensual. Plus, I am a effing dynamo in the sack.
Okay. One thing I see is that he likes to gamble a lot, because he talked about that in his live the other day too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's just
I see that.
pathetic.
I see it. And it's just, this is Ryan, right? And it's just,
Yes.
Reading these, I can kind of see like he wants to be with her really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Her on the other hand, I don't know how things were looking on her end, but he is like coaxing the relationship, like trying to coerce her in a way. I do see that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like at the end of the day, she still fed back into it. So
She did ultimately, because at the end of the day, they got married and she went home with him. So
yes. Yeah. So that's
I see my daughter's in the chat. Hey, Laura.
hi.
She went to go get a pedicure, so she couldn't join us tonight.
Oh, that's so nice. Those are so nice. So good.
Yeah, but I got a bad pedicure one time, and so I'm afraid to get them now. I got a whole infection in my toe and had to have surgery on it a couple of times. It was really bad.
Oh, do they use the cheese grater?
No, so it was, well, I mean, I'm sure they use like a file or whatever, but cheese grater.
Yeah, some of them use the cheese grater, and I heard it like introduces bacteria. They get those big cheese graters and like get your heels.
No, that's not where it happened. It was in the nail. They cut it wrong, and then somehow bacteria got in there, and yeah, it was really bad. Really bad.
Oh, was it like an ingrown or no?
They made it almost to an ingrown toenail, but it was like infected and everything. It was really bad.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, that sucks. So like how much of this would you say you've read so far? I'm just interested to know.
Maybe a quarter, honestly, because I mean, I think I got to a page 178 all the way through, reading all the way through. And
Mhm.
then we started just kind of going randomly.
Bouncing around. Okay.
Yeah. But we didn't start reading all the way to 178. We just read the goddess ones and then we started jumping.
So I noticed something. In these texts here, the ones that are from Ken, he does this -K thing. So maybe we can look up texts that have -K behind them. These aren't all his texts, but sometimes he has his little signature, you know?
I found Keith Sweat.
Yes. He should have worked. I keep this as a running joke, but they should have both like been Hallmark card writers.
Yeah. It's
Ken
actually
and
really sad.
Ken and Gypsy both.
Is this Ken giving, somebody's giving her really good music right here. So they got like, it's on page 635 on the organized ones, but they've got like Pardon Me by Incubus, Monster, Imagine Dragons, but then they got down here, they've got let's see, Can You Stand the Rain, New Edition, Nobody, Keith Sweat, Nice and Slow, Usher, Freaking You, Jodeci, 69, T-Pain. I'm like, who is this? That's not Ken.
Yeah, that's not Ken at all. At all. That would be more Ryan if anybody.
Probably.
Miss Fancy Pants says, was the goddess worshiper male or female? Honestly, I'm leaning towards male.
I'm leaning more towards male too.
Yeah. Just because that's crazy. Here we are. This is 9/21/2018. And this is Ken talking to Gypsy. He signs it with the K here. He says, "Hey, darling, I'm sorry I missed your late night phone call tonight. Truly am horribly sick and can't even move out of bed right now, let alone talk on the phone. And it's okay, lover. Didn't mean to make you feel that way. I'm totally okay with you talking to her about anything and everything. Got your wonderful letter today, and we'll be writing you back either today or my sickness tones down. Love you forever, Kay." And Gypsy had like wrote Ken before this, and she was like, "Are you upset because I told her about us?" I don't know who she told, but that was his response. He said he was sick. Can we find any more of those?
I've got one on 8/21/20. It says Gypsy or Gyps. Sometimes can't help but worry about you. Really hope you're okay in there these days. Don't forget you have a lot of people who truly care. about you and how you feel inside and out. Please be safe and careful. Love always, Kay.
Okay.
And then
Who
let's
else?
see. There's 41 of them, but not all of them are
Yeah,
Kay.
some of them are like dash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. Haha. Okay. Okay, so we have right here the date is 12/2/20. Okay. And Ken says, oh no, this is Gypsy, right?
Outbound would be, but no, see, that's the thing is this copy right here, sometimes it says outbound when it's actually inbound, and sometimes it says inbound when it's actually outbound.
I noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's Gypsy, but at the end it's Ken.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Ken said, have a Merry Christmas. Need to be alone for a while. Give me some time. And maybe we'll talk soon. Gypsy said, you don't need to protect my feelings now. You already threw me away. Nothing else you can say or do can hurt me any more than that. We both have moved on. Hope she makes you happy and completes you in every way. Whatever this says, your life is mapped out. I hope you're happy, which makes me happy. Hope you and your future family has the utmost happiness. Love you. It looks like it's finally goodbye.
Mm.
And this is 2020. Around the time that she started dating Ryan, right?
Yeah, so I think I can't remember when she actually started dating him in 2020, but it was not too far off. So there was actually somebody in between Ken and Ryan too.
Who was that?
I don't remember. I just remember somebody when we were going through the emails the other day. I believe Millennial was like, yes, this is between Ken and Ryan. So there's a dude between Ken and Ryan too.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't know who he is because there were so many of them.
Lee says Brian.
Yeah, there's a Brian in there, but then also Brian came into our comments and said that it wasn't him at certain times. So you'll have to go through and look for it. But he did send a message.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking through all the other Ks. I'm not seeing him yet. Oh, here's one. 9/13/2018. Hey, wifey, you've been on my mind. No effing stop. And that's all in capitals. Or non-effing stop. How do you do these things to me? Really? Want my Pop-Tart so bad it hurts. Just dream about having your arms around me, legs wrapped around my waist, and squeezing you so effing tight neither of us can breathe. It's 3 a.m. and I'm heading to bed after another long day at work, ready for another one tomorrow. Just wanted to send this quick note out saying happy almost 1 year with my incredible Sully. Can't wait till the day change your name. Love, Kay. So,
Yeah. Yeah, they're very mushy in the beginning as well. Like very, very mushy. I don't know. It was just seemed to be, maybe it was the fact that she was in jail and they couldn't see each other a lot, but there was like a lot of resemblances between the way she messaged Ken and the way she messaged Nick with the love bombing elements coming from both of them, you know? And I really don't know how to explain it, but it's like only with Ken. The other people, she had other people she was talking to, but there was like always a pet name and there was always this like emotionally charged language on both sides. Like, I can't live without you every single time they messaged. And that kind of reminds me of the text I read between Gypsy and Nicholas, you know, especially seeing her call Ken Hun, you know, that's like definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Like
There's quite a few men that she gets like that with. There's
really?
there's one guy that she messaged over and over and over and over again, not just Ken, but this other guy. And I don't know where he falls in the timeline, but I'm pretty sure he's also the guy who called her out and said that she was a scammer. She like emails him back and forth, back to back to back, over and over and over again, several times for the whole time, basically, that she's incarcerated. And I can't remember what that guy's name is, but let's see if we can find scam. So let's see, we've got. Okay.
Whoa. Okay, while you're looking for that, I'm going to read this. This is in 2019. Gypsy sending this to, I don't know, maybe Ken. I'm not sure. But she says, was thinking after we got off the phone last night, and it did bother me a tweaky bit, not out of jealousy. Well, maybe only 25% jealousy and 75% real talk time. But because honestly, don't know if you told me about going out with this Emily chick to get back at me for the letter sent to the dude that I'm never going to write again, or any dude for that matter, or if you are really just that naive and don't understand how women work and manipulate. So here's the 411. Women search for a savior. This is called the Cinderella syndrome. Real thing. Used to do it when Robert and I were fighting, ran to you and you made me feel better. Therefore, feelings of fondness were strengthened. Now, when we fight, I restrain myself from the urge to run to another guy to be my savior when you're being an ass butt. My point to this Cinderella syndrome creates an emotional dependent response based on a woman's need for male attention and affection. So in summary, this girl can't say woman if she's wanting to effing unalive herself because she's lame and has no friends at college. Like, life's tough. Get a helmet. So juvenile. Oh God. People have real problems in the world. Anyway, she's clearly going to now lean on you, her attractive male coworker that she sees every day. Y'all have all the time in the world to talk and get to know one another. Statistics show that most people are likely to cheat with a coworker more than anyone else. Real fact. Though you may not have taken her out as a supportive thing, so she wouldn't feel like cutting, you have opened up her door to her feeling like she can count on you to save her. And doing so creates romantic feelings. And it would be like you to be Captain Save-A-Ho. And then you tell your already insecure, incarcerated fiance about it just a few days ago, after we had a whole thing about feelings of jealousy and being territorial. All I can say is, well, now you know how you made me feel a few days ago. 1, Gypsy. 1, if you're wanting to keep score. My whole point is be cautious when dealing with women. You seem pretty clueless as to their intentions with you. I refuse to be cheated on again by another lover. I'll leave you so fast. I'm completely serious. Because though I love you with all I have, I don't deserve to be made a fool or be only half loved. It's all or nothing with me. Real talk. Love you.
You notice how she likes to school people? He's really into schooling people, lecturing people, telling them, preaching
Real fact.
to them.
Real fact. Statistics show. When did you have the time to look up the statistics of cheating? I guess you had a lot of time, but I mean, you really did that and you're going to tell him real fact. Like, okay. But the thing is, she talks about this Cinderella syndrome as if, like, she's basically saying, okay, this girl's using the Cinderella syndrome, just to get close to you. And that's exactly what she did to him when she had his child.
Yep.
That's the exact thing she did to him when she had his child. She was sending pictures of herself and their baby to her ex-husband.
Yep.
Via the Cinderella syndrome. Real thing. She says real thing. Like, what? And it's said like how it's said in here. It seems like the girl is going through mental health problems. Like
She is.
yeah, like she's suicidal, whatever the case may be. And she's like, life's hard. Grow a pair,
Get a
get a
helmet.
helmet. Yeah, that's crazy. That is unbelievable. Guys, if you're just joining, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the like button. Thank you so much. But yeah, that I looked at the word cheat. I think that's going to be a good one too. But
Yeah,
did
probably.
you find the article you were looking for? I mean, the one you were looking for?
No, but I did find something interesting. I put in scamming, and this is a really long email, but I'm wondering if it's from Fancy. It seems like it's from somebody like her or something. So this is on the original document, it's page 571, but on the edited one, it's 433. And it's 7/15/2019. It says, "Hey, Gypsy, I'm sending a few more papers for you to sign. I hope that I didn't upset you with my last email. Let me know if there is anything I can do for you. Hugs! Exclamation point. Miss Gypsy, want you to know something. Am on your side, and I want you to know that would never do anything to put you and your family in harm's way. Want you to feel like you can reach out to me, and I will listen and protect you and your family. First thing want to ask is it true you are planning on getting married while you are in prison? If this is true, can you please explain why you would choose to do this now, before you get out of prison? Because if you only realize what you are missing out on. Planning a wedding is stressful, but so much fun. You will miss out on wearing the beautiful wedding dress and taking the one thing your dad has left, walking you down the aisle with your entire family, friends and his family, and friends present. The one fairy tale that is real, a reality. The first time you say do to each other. You were never shown what a real wedding is like. This is my opinion and no one else. Put myself is your dad and shoes. They too still are healing from all this trauma involving your mom. It's just my opinion that you are afraid of losing you again. Want you to know Ty is not a good person. Have chosen to not participate in her drama. Yeah, this is fancy. In her drama because she has said some really mean and hurtful things about you, as well as defamed me as a professional and a person on social media. She is not good for you. As for you can't see the outside world as we do, my opinion is that she does defend you in many aspects of social media that you don't even know. She does have a rough demeanor at times, but strongly believes she has your family's best interest. If she were doing this project for fortune and fame, she would do like Dean and turn her back and do other series like The Act. The Act was such a poor dramatization of the true story. The By Proxy series is not that way at all. We are researching your medical history, mom's medical history, Munchausen by proxy, malingering, as well as side, autism, BDSM, dissociative identity disorder. We are trying to find where things went wrong with your mom. Your mom was struggling and spiraling out of control. You might ask, how do know that? Well, had firsthand knowledge of how your mom manipulated people, because before you and your dad came into her life was the one she was trying to destroy, because I wouldn't allow her to manipulate me and Suzette anymore. Okay, who is this from? This is not from Fancy, and it's not from Ty, and it's not from Suzette. Okay. Please don't take this the wrong way. B, I had a lot of good and fun times with your mom, as we were friends for a very long time. But the way she treated me in the end was very cruel. My hope is one day to can sit with you and share my story with you. Know this email is long, but it is from my heart, Gypsy. Will do everything in my power to keep the project in a way that will depict the truth. My name and research will never be part of anything that is not the truth. Hope that you see that I genuinely have you, your family, and everyone involved best interest in my heart. Please let me know what you think and hope you know you can trust me, Gypsy. First of all, you share that email with you, have no clue how this woman has been degrading you and your entire family. This woman has a long history of scamming people. So they're talking about Fancy.
Mm-hmm.
But can't see that because you are in prison. Recently, she is trying to obtain the entire files from the trial and stuff to post on the internet. She wants to get the crime scene photos as well. Do you want pictures of your mom's body all over the internet? Because that's what she wants to do. Gypsy, please trust me that this woman is not a good influence, and this is from direct experience have had with her. Have attempted on several occasions to go into her chats and lives, and all she does is say horrible things about the entire by proxy team. But most of all, she has been all FO while wanting to destroy you and your family. Please understand, have your best interest, and befriending this woman is absolutely, you understand where I come from and respect me as a person and reconsider being involved with her. You don't have to like, and it's okay to be upset and angry with her, but to do this is just hurting a lot of people who love and care about you, today and every day. Forever, hugs. Actually, I don't know who that's from.
Lindsay Lou said, could it be Bobby?
Why would Bobby write her?
I don't know.
And he's not a part, he was never a part of the by proxy team. It seems like it's somebody who knew Dee Dee very well, who was a good friend of hers, but who was also involved with Fancy. And the only people I know is Suzette and Titania. But there could be somebody else. I just don't know. Very interesting.
And it wouldn't be like Christy or anybody, right?
No, this is somebody who was friends with Dee Dee, it sounds like. Like actually friends.
Because it seems like they're trying to get her this person's trying to get her out of like conversing with Fancy, right?
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Unless they're talking about Natasha Cooper or one of the other ones that were running around. I don't know.
That's interesting. That's really interesting, actually.
There's another one that comes up on scamming.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really long one, too.
Can I share your screen?
Yeah.
All right. Hang on.
Yeah, it's really long.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, I'll just read it. So it's inbound, and it looks like it's from 7/21/2019. Hey, girl, was going to ask you the same thing, and if you go to watch it, he is an absolute jerk. So he is working with now. They have a smear campaign against me. Sorry, I can't read that. I hate her. She has called CPS on me and had the cops come to my house. She is so evil. Has her posting shit about you, saying you told you were preggo and lost the baby that your Mickey button was pressing on your ovary and you had to get it removed and that it was a girl. I don't know if that is true or not, but they are posting it all over Facebook. He also shared that I lost a baby too last year. S is claiming that I was pregnant while dating him, which is a lie. I don't know if I want to read all. Oh, there's a lot in here. Okay, I'll just read it. Okay, whatever happens, happens. Okay. Lost my baby before spoke with he makes my skin crawl, was thinking about you the whole time watching his stupid interview. Okay, so are they talking about Nick? Stupid interview, and he was like a dad. Maybe not. Okay. He was like a dad to me and turned is working fat cunt ass. hate her with a passion. S told me I had to be okay with him R-ing me if he got out and hurting me too. If K, what's good for me, I would fight back because for his enjoyment. He isn't this poor little autistic boy that these people are making him out to be. He is cruel and calculated, you know? Was more pissed at myself for falling for his bullshit watching that than anything. This might be from Dawn. Like, feel dumb and ashamed to, like, you just want a man to love me for me. Don't want to be changed or conformed. I am pretty smart, sexy, and a good effing person. I love to hard, you know. I'll love my other half with every fiber of my being and still get robbed off that back. Want to get married and have a dog of mine. Would be a bloodhound named Wilbur. Want a bestie girlfriend where we can go out for drinks or talk about our husbands, lol. A workout buddy and just someone can tell my secrets to and not be judged or taken advantage of. Girls can be so mean and catty, but still search for an ultimate BFF. Anyway, I don't know. I'll find the right guy. Always wanted to live in Louisiana. It's my favorite state. I've been there once and fell in love with it. So want to go to cut off. I just accent. Maybe by time you get out, we will become close and have a BFF kind of bond, lol. Mean we have been through so much of the same shit and no one will ever know how that was for us. Mean we both had shitty moms that abused us and we both date a psychopath and we feel the same way, and we have the same wants and desires in life. Just honestly want to help women that fall trapped to these kinds of men, like want to make sure he doesn't get out because he told me he would find me and make my life a living hell and kill me more likely because Nikolai has yelled at me and told me he wants to kill again. Mean he made that clear in Oxygen. Well, Lovey, thank you for checking in on me, and I wanted to do the same. Do care about you, and it kind of weird how we were brought together, but do think there is a reason. So keep your head up, Lovely, and stay strong. Just know I'm rooting for you. Your big sis, honestly, hope you're doing okay and just are not in the mood to write me because I know sometimes for me, I just didn't feel like talking or writing anyone. It's like people do not effing get how damn stressful it is to be in prison. People honestly think you sit around and do nothing. Well, usual on the weekends, you get to sit around and do nothing unless you're a cook. And for F's sake, that's what you do 7 days a week. So I don't know if that is the reason. But yeah, I've gotten like that sometimes. Then people are like, WTF, why can't you write me back? It's not like you're doing anything. LMAO. When I was incarcerated, I was going to college there and working also and taking every effing class they offered because parole really takes that into consideration in New Jersey. And also, I really wanted that to be the only time I ever went to prison. Knew it was not that bad, so in my brain it was doable. So first and foremost, I wanted to change my thinking behaviors. Honestly, don't know what they offer where you are at, but if I were you, I would take everything they could possibly offer you. It does help with parole, but I think you are an 85 percenter. So in all actuality, you're up for parole. They can't take your date from you. Yes, they can. So have been doing good. Want you to know, Gypsy, that I know we don't know each other, but honestly, I have a big heart and just care for people. I am such an empath, kind of think of you as my little sis. So how is everything going on in there? What are your date nights been? I honestly think that it is the cutest effing idea ever. Like I said, I had something like that them too. How is it going in your behind the walls life? No, sometimes being locked up with women can be so very effing annoying because they complain about the stupidest shit. LOL. Like, really, girls, I used to say, would you really be fighting about this dumb crap on the street? And 99% of them would say, absolutely not. LOL. So why do it now? I would tell them it's like your own little community when you're behind bars. When you really think about it, it's like a mini town. So I saw that you sent shit, and to know that I am about to tell you is going to reach you. B, you don't know me, and I doubt you really value my opinion, but BC values yours. I'm going to spill out my thoughts and care for you. Well, first and foremost, I think it's very, very important that you know who she is and what she is about. So from now on, is this loudmouth, hateful, scamming, lazy person who is trying to make, we will call money off any type of murder case in the US. So recently I found out that she is trying to get all the things about the case, which include discovery, autopsy videos, texts, computer search, and conversations and medical records. She is doing this because she hates your family so much that she mostly wants the autopsy photos to post them in a group who pays her to get in. And she said that she will display the autopsy photos for everyone can see them, and she is still doing it as we speak. Gypsy, I truly believe you love your mother and still do and miss her very much, but is that what you really want for your mother, to remember it in that way? She will be naked and shown every inch of her body. If that is not effing sick thing to do, someone, Gypsy, I don't know what else is. Then to charge money for, it's mind-blowing. She has a grand total of $807.93 that these sick, twisted Fs sent her to help get them. She is scamming them, saying 50 cents a page when it's only 10 cents, which is crazy that people are falling for it. I know why you chose her, and it was because, that she's talking about Natasha Cooper, because it's the arch enemy. I got it, and it might have sounded like a great idea in the beginning, but what is dawning on the team to you is really mean and hurtful. Know you have problems with, and that is not my business, and I know you want to just fade away and out of the spotlight, Gypsy, but she really did not say anything mean, ABO. In the In Touch Weekly, didn't think so anyway. Want you to understand that things are taken out of context, and her statement in the first place that was brought on by all of this, just that it was taken out of context. Honestly, hope people are telling you the truth about what is out in the media. You're in it honestly every single day. In but be hand by all the other social media outlets. When you're this high profile, sweetie, there is no running away from this or just slipping back into, hey, I know you don't know me, but probably heard about me. Used to be best friends, just wanted to apologize to you. Okay.
Right.
So
Who do you think that was?
So
Who
that was
that?
Dawn Boker, I think.
I thought so. Yeah, because she said Nikolai, right?
Yeah. And then I think she's talking about Natasha Cooper, because Gypsy said in one of her emails to somebody that Natasha Cooper is Fancy's enemy, so the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So this is just a bunch of drama, really, is what's going on here. Dawn was part of Fancy's by proxy team, and it looks like she's trying to tell Dawn, hey, don't work with Natasha, work with us. That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
That's my best guess.
Yeah. She said that with there was so much in the beginning, it was overloading. I'm like, thank you for reading that, and you didn't have to stop to take too many breaths. I would have been out of breath. Why don't you write her a book just to tell her don't work with Natasha? I'm like, get to the damn point. Dawn.
Well, and I remember hearing this is a video that I watched by somebody that's not even in the Gypsy Rose community, but it popped up on my feed and it was talking about Natasha Cooper. I guess after Gypsy went to prison and everything, she started like a fund to come and get the FOIAs from Greene County physically. But that just doesn't even make sense because they've got to actually pull all of the records and get them for you. You're not going to just sit around
Right.
for a couple of weeks in a town and wait for your
Right.
FOIAs.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know any of these people.
Yeah. It's like I don't know who they are either. It's like they make so much, like they say so much in the messages. I'm like, my goodness, so much irrelevant stuff.
Yeah, here's another one talking about Natasha Cooper and her scamming. I don't know if you want to read it or not, but
Where's that one at?
529 on the edited ones and 365 on the regular ones.
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna pull it up here. It is. And do we know who it's by?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna pull it up here. And I took you down for a second.
Okay.
All right. So this is to Gypsy, right?
It looks like, well,
inbound. This is inbound, outbound.
Yeah. So I think it's just a bunch of emails put together.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So it says effect is to influence. So effect is the effect of effect. LOL, sadly, I do know that yours is a contraction of you are. I just have a bad habit of not using it right. LOL, I can't wait to talk soon. Some gibberish. And then there's a slash. And then it says, it's really okay, Smitten Kitten. Is your new password Mr. Smitten? Was thinking I wouldn't get any emails for a week due to them being backed up, but I was happy to find that I had at least 6 from you. LOL, no, that isn't my password, but I just might change it yet again because that's just too catchy to pass up. All the flowers are beautiful, always a charmer. Yes, I think I could make enough time to join you for a long walk on the beach with a lovely sunset. Well, my clock is counting down, so I will send this off. I think for a guy who doesn't like phone calls that much, you sure keep my interest in talking. I'm never bored. Good night, sweet dreams. Kisses you on the cheek back, asterisk, Lytton boo. What? I need to make sure I'm reading this. To JP once again, woke up with this saying I had 4 new messages from you. So made my coffee, took a shower. I think they're going back and forth here.
Yeah.
And got dressed and was ready to settle in for a few to read them. And nothing. There was no new messages at all. So needless to say, my morning was ruined. Thanks, JP. And then I think it switches. Okay, so enough complaining. How's your morning going? It was good to hear from you last night, even if it was brief. It was just those 2 had to work late. Definitely not part of my permanent schedule, thank God. Hate getting home at midnight, then having to be up by 7:30 again. Literally just now the mailman showed up. Sent off some more pictures and your requested handwritten letter. Did I tell you I made my rental car reservation for April already? Called Alamo just to see what was required. I'm surprised I made it this far in life, never having rented a car. So I wanted to talk to an actual person there and make sure I had everything lined up. I've heard stories about people getting denied for different reasons, like not having credit card or their credit limit not being high enough. Stupid shit. Would rather take care of them now instead of paying for an Uber from the airport to Chillicothe. Found the funniest thing yesterday. Went to look at Francesca's Twitter just to see what she's been up to.
found this link on there for her Facebook. Found this like 1,000-word bullet point essay she wrote. And in it, literally 83 comments, mostly two of them just verbally attacking each other. And it went on for hours. Was so tempted to comment my classic hashtag, free Gypsy now, but decided all that shit is best left alone. That is now for entertainment purposes only. Can't get involved with any of that again. LOL. Especially if either of them know how often we talk now. They would be all up in my shit. The basic argument they're having, where is this from? Okay. Basic argument they're having is one they've been having for like 6 months. Accuses Natasha, I guess that's what they're talking about,
Yeah.
of scamming people for your case file information. Then she gets on and makes fun of FM's mustache. It's a constant circle, entertaining, but best viewed from a distance. Sweet Gypsy Rose supposed should get some work done for the day before the boss walks by on me for the third in a more gibberish. By the way, just to clarify, if I was ever to write a hot email to you, it would not be tasteless and would be more eloquent and sensuously written. You do, and I think this is Gypsy writing back. You do not strike me as a man whose physical affection can be so easily won by the use of common pickup lines. Besides, you're going to need more than a handsome face to win mine. However, the odds are in your favor. After all, you already have in my dreams, but I don't dream and tell. Good night. I'll talk to you on Tuesday.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Wow. It's really okay, Smitten Kitten. Is your new password Mr. Smitten? So,
I think that's Brian.
It seems like this might be Ken. Brian?
No, I think this is Brian. But I'm not really sure because she calls herself Smitten Kitten with somebody else.
And this person says that they commented free Gypsy now under a lot of Fancy's posts. So maybe that can be an identifier to find that person.
Yeah.
Or maybe they went and deleted them all. I don't know.
It could be Ken,
really
but I remember her calling herself Smitten Kitten with somebody else. So I just thought it was funny because it talks about Natasha Cooper and Fancy and them going back and forth, comment about each other's mustaches and all kinds of stuff.
Oh my goodness. I wanted to look up the word. Somebody told me to look up. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna look up this word. But let's see. Somebody told me to look that up, and I think I saw something interesting. Okay, this one right here. I'm gonna read it. It says, it looks like this is just a random person who sent this. They say, hi Gypsy, we watched the series that's on about you right now, and I'm watching your documentary as we speak. Hate that you have to do 10 years behind those walls when all you were doing was protecting yourself. You tried so many times to get away, and now you have to suffer. Feel terrible for you, honey. As I'm watching this right now, hear you say you would let him bleep you for him not to bleep your mother. Baby, you have a good heart. You were just so lost and broken. Hope you get help and that you're doing okay in there. Please write back if you happen to see this. That was like what a lot of people thought back at that time, I guess. But
yeah,
the evidence proves otherwise, right?
Yep.
So,
in my opinion, I haven't seen anything that has backed up Gypsy's claims that she was abused and all that. The only thing I have seen is that Dee Dee was volatile. And that comes from the FOIA that I did on Dee Dee herself before the murder. And there's an incident where she roughs up a Domino's delivery guy because she wants a deal on the pizza, and he's not going to give it to her because it's the wrong coupon or whatever. And so she grabs him and scratches up his neck, and he called the cops, but he didn't want to file any charges, but he wanted it made known because she had done it to other people and was quite a bit of a hard person to deal with.
Wow.
Yeah.
But, honestly, I don't think, I don't know. I can't say much because I wasn't there, but, from what I've read and from what I've seen, it just doesn't seem like there wasn't a way out,
Yeah.
If it was that bad, if the situations were that bad, it doesn't seem like there was just no way out, nowhere to turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you had internet access, you had computer access, you had phone access, you had all this access in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even reach out to any of your family, any of your other family. So it's it's kind of hard to kind of accept the fact that you were being hurt in such a way that you didn't reach out to anybody that you knew to talk about it.
Well, and even with Nick, she didn't really say that she was being abused. She was talking about, not being able to live the life that she wanted to live. It was more about them not being able to be together than about any abuse or anything. So that's just my opinion.
Right. Alora, thank you so much for the super sticker. We were reading when that came through. Thank you for that, by the way. Thank you. I don't want her to think that I just forget. I don't want her to think we just forgot about her. But so what you're saying is that you feel like if in that movie theater that day, Dee Dee was like, you're a wonderful, handsome young man for my daughter. You can come over whenever you want. I like you. That she would be alive today?
So when you look at the movie theater incident, there's a picture of Gypsy and Nick, and it doesn't look like it's taken by them. It looks like it's taken by somebody, and I would assume it's taken by Dee Dee. So why would she take a picture of them together? And they looked extremely happy. They didn't look intimidated or like, oh my gosh, my mom's taking a picture of us together. Oh, and then I don't know. And then when Nick talks, he talks about how Dee Dee was nice to him. And the only reason he found out that she didn't like him is because of Gypsy. Gypsy told him that she didn't like him. But he says when he met her, she was nice to him.
Wow.
So
interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, and why would she have to go to the bathroom if she was wearing a diaper?
Do you think her mom would have even let her go to the bathroom if she were wearing a diaper?
I don't think so. I don't think so. If she was that controlling, and especially with a weirdo guy, that's what Gypsy's telling us, that her mom thought he was a weirdo, like a Jeffrey Dahmer type. Why would her mom allow her to leave her sight?
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah. As soon as she got into police custody, her entire narrative about Nicholas Gojon changed, and she knew if she knew if she ever wanted to see the light of day again, she had to stick to that.
Yeah, but I think it wasn't.
She had to stick to that.
Yeah, but I think it wasn't until Mike Stanfield got on the picture or came into the picture and gave her the Munchausen by proxy narrative. And then from that point on, Because like she was even trying to get together with Nick in the jail in Wisconsin. So, and then it sounded like she was trying to get together with him in the jail in Greene County. Because the officer that was interviewed by Fancy talks about how, you know, they had to watch her in the stairwells and all kinds of things. So it's like, what was she doing? So she wasn't. She was still trying to be with him.
Do you think if I don't even they can't can they have visitations with each other, Nick and Gypsy?
No. But they did pass notes to each other, and then we did find some messages where it looked like Dawn was passing messages to Nick for Gypsy and things like that. So I've been told for a long time that they had kept in contact on some level for a while, for the whole time, whether it be, you know, all of the time or not. But I think it's just they had communication.
Right. Somebody sends it this. Yeah, they can have like a proxy person send it through. I don't know. You know. Leyland says she thinks Dawn was really a gypsy. She tried to accuse Nick of SA in the interrogation room. Right. Ken said the other night that Gypsy didn't know she was abused until after she was arrested. So
yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, she didn't talk about abuse and stuff like that. She talked about she won't let us be together. You know, now she did say something about, you know, I'm in a wheelchair, but I don't need to be in a wheelchair, stuff like that. But it didn't sound like it was like she was leading him down the road of abuse. And then Rod said in one of the emails that if your mom just would have let you date Nick, that you probably wouldn't have murdered him or murdered her. So in my opinion, Rod and Christy don't believe the abuse either.
Yeah. They feel like they have to just go with it at this point.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yes, Jip accuses Nick of SA on the email. She accuses another inmate of SA and then admits it's a lie. Could this be used in Nick's appeal?
Yeah, I was watching Becca Scoops before I got on with you, and she brought that out that Gypsy had actually accused another inmate of SA. And she was like, yeah, they basically believed me, you know. And then she eventually had to tell him that it wasn't true. I don't remember the whole thing, but if you go and watch her video, you can see that. So,
wow.
It's just a very convoluted story. And I've always wondered, well, actually, so through all of these emails and everything and all of the FOIA requests that I've gotten, I've always wondered, did Gypsy really present herself as mentally deficient when she was talking to these doctors? Because the doctor's notes say that she's mentally deficient, but anytime you watch an interview or anything like that with Gypsy, she's articulate, even before the murder. So I'm just wondering, you know, I know it was a big con. I understand that, but was she really acting mentally deficient to where the doctors actually put it in the notes?
She could have been, or like from what she tried to say, like the media's impression of it is that Dee Dee wouldn't let her speak. She just told her to kind of like not say anything. So Dee Dee led the conversation with the doctors. She didn't say much of anything. So Dee Dee told the doctors her history or told them this or that, except for the CPS interview, right? So that's what I heard. It was more of like, she would give the history to the doctors, tell them, oh, she's mentally deficient, kind of, and they would take her word most of the time. This is the media's perception of it, by the way.
Mm.
And they say that, you know, they would take her word for it because this is her mom, this is her caretaker, you know what I mean? So, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm sure there was I'm sure there were certain things she did that made them feel that way as well.
Yeah, but from my understanding, in the medical records, the doctors actually say that Gypsy is malingering. Like Gypsy is actually the one pretending. And it might have been for the hearing test. I can't remember, but I do remember one of the doctor's notes said that she was malingering. So,
you know, it's very possible that at a young age they could have had a conversation about money and like what Gypsy needs to do to make sure the money keeps coming in, and how Gypsy needs to act to make sure they still have a house, and what Gypsy needs to do. That could have been discussed.
I think
going into those situations, like, you know, you like living here, right? You like getting these nice things. You like going to these nice places in Disney World where you have to do this for mom, okay? Whatever the case may be. But Gypsy Rose at that time was like well into her teens, or, you know, like, so I really don't know. But I think it was at some point a conversation, like when we go in public, there are certain things that we do and don't do. I do think that was something.
Now, from my understanding, it looks like, though, that they didn't, after 2011, after the diagnosis of the microdeletion, they quit kind of going to the doctor. So from 2011 till 2015, there's not a whole lot of doctor's visits, from my understanding. And the doctor's visits that she does have are like going to the ER to change out the feeding tube and things like that, instead of going to a regular doctor to get it done.
And did you know that, like, she had scoliosis?
I saw that in the messages.
You saw that? I saw it as well, and I was like, okay. And she said something about her something hurt. Her I don't
back
even know if that's her back or something like that. I don't even know if that's true, but honestly, at this point, it's hard to say what's true with her. But I do believe that, wholeheartedly, that the microdeletion gave her issues in some way.
Yeah.
And it was just prolonged. The issues that she had, or she may have had issues as a child with like seizures and things like that, but those issues were just prolonged past the time that they were actually occurring. And then once they're receiving all these benefits, and it was just like, okay, we just have to keep this up in order to stay here, not working or whatever. We have to keep this up, even though you're doing better, even though you can walk now. But it just kind of got out of control from there when she started to like become attracted to men and stuff like that. So honestly, I think it was.
But in the FOIA request that I've got, she tells Nick that she had a seizure during an operation at 6 years old, and then pretended that she couldn't walk. And she told her mom and the doctors that she couldn't walk.
Wow. So it's hard to even know
what's real,
who's doing what.
Mm-hmm.
And the only people that like truly know who's real, I would say, are Gypsy and Dee Dee. You know, one of those people isn't even here. So she's the only one that knows the true full story of how this originated and how it got to where it is now. She's the only person on this earth that knows that. You know?
Yeah, Leyland Squirrels, I remember her saying that she would crush up pills and put them in her own feeding tube herself just to get a buzz. She did say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, did her mom put medicine in the feeding tube for her to digest it and she liked the feeling? Or what was going on? Did she need the medicine for pain and things like that?
There's no telling. Honestly, there's no telling. And
Mhm.
the thing about it is, I feel like Gypsy would gain. I mean, there's always going to be contempt for her, but she would gain a hell of a lot more respect if she took accountability and was honest. Okay, from the interrogations, from the text messages to her book to the show, there's been so many different stories that
Mhm.
come out about the same situation, so many different ways she spun this time in her life. And it's like, I don't believe you because you just told me this happened.
Yeah,
Like,
because
if
I
you
remember.
actually took accountability.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
If she
just
actually took
remember.
accountability.
Yeah, no, I just remember watching all of the different documentaries after I came to the realization that something was not right. And when I watched all of those documentaries, they were all different and they all had different things in them. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And I had already
You
caught on
see,
to the fact that something was up, but I was like, oh my gosh, all of these have been out for all these years and still people believe her.
yes, that's the thing. That's the thing. I noticed that as well. Like, you're watching a Gypsy Rose documentary, like one of the many, and you're like, didn't he say that he worked here? Or didn't she say that that didn't happen? Or the other documentary just said this. Like, there's so many different narratives on
Yeah.
this. And then
Yeah.
the mainstream media pushes just the Munchausen by proxy story. That's the only story they have. They didn't dig into it a bit. They're just going with that because that's what the courts say, So
Well, yeah, and the wild thing is that some of those documentaries had some of the messages and the court documents and stuff like that, and they just
mhm,
cut out relevant parts. So
right,
they just didn't want to present the facts.
right. Yeah, too many contradictions. Which story do her followers believe? They believe that Dee Dee hurt her
Hmm.
and she was protecting herself. It was more of self-defense in a way. That's what they believe.
Hmm. But even that doesn't hold up because it wasn't a self-defense moment.
No,
Dee Dee was in bed sleeping.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't at all.
Hmm. And so how can you say self-defense when the woman was sleeping?
Well, specifically, I mean, like, I believe her mom did abuse her, just not as much or as intense, they say. Look, where is it? I believe her mom abused her. Not as much or not as intense.
I think just growing up in a grifting family and a grifting household, of course, that is not appropriate. It's a form of abuse, some would say. I mean, shoot, I grew up in an abusive drug addict household. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't
It
know.
remind
I've known too
it
many
remind
people that have had way worse lives.
it reminds me of the story. I have to look up his name. Um, but the guy, he was a Boy Scout, right? And his troop leader essayed him. He was brought into the family, and the troop leader essayed him multiple times when he was a kid.
Mhm.
And he ended up, when he got older, was a grown man. He ended up going and shooting and unaliving the troop leader because it never left him. That abuse never left him. I don't know the guy's name,
Mhm.
but it never left him. And he got like the same amount of time Gypsy Rose did because they were justifying, even though he ran up on the man while he was just like laying on his couch. They were justifying like all of the trauma that he had endured during his childhood. This was a family friend. This was someone that they trusted, and this man took advantage of him, you know? And his life just kind of spiraled out of control after that. He got addicted to drugs. And one day he just went and did that.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's like in situations, I think that's what they're trying to compare the Gypsy Rose story to. Like,
and there's no comparison, honestly. I mean, being SA'd.
That's what they're trying to compare.
Yeah.
They're basically saying, you know, that's similar or whatnot, because of all the trauma she endured, and it was going to continue if she didn't, quote unquote, do what she did. Yeah, and I just don't see that. I don't see that. You know, I don't see it at all.
I don't either. I totally agree.
Dee Dee was pretty frail at that time in her life, right?
Yeah, she was.
I think so. Yeah.
I believe that wheelchair ultimately became her walker.
Right. I don't think she would do the interview. Who was that? Oh, for Dr. Phil? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she should do an interview with one of the content creators on this side. Gypsy should. She probably never would, but she should, to at least try to take accountability for something, because all these interviews I've seen her on have been these softball interviews. Like, they're throwing her very soft questions, you know? There's no questions that people really want to know. It's just the same old questions. It seems like she's very well PR trained, the same lines, you know? I'm going to rewrite my story. Yada, yada, yada. Very well PR trained, knows what to say, when to say it, but I guess people want more than that, especially when you're trying to be a social media influencer and influence their lives.
I think the only way that she's going to rectify the situation in any way with the public is to talk about what really happened with her and Nicholas and what really happened with her and Dee Dee. To skirt around and say that she was abused by both of them, but yet Nick was supposed to be her savior. And in all actuality, you know, if her story's true, he is her savior, and yet she's crapping on him. And so I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. And she's got to clarify that if she wants anybody to take her seriously.
Yep. Yep. And I'm going to read this one because she talks about Nicholas and how he is. I don't know who she's talking to, but maybe we can find it out. She says, hell, how are you doing? I'm sorry it has taken me a little while to respond. At first, I didn't know how to take you, but I can see you reached out with pure intentions. First, I would like to say, Dawn, okay. First, I would like to say I'm sorry for the emotional or mental abuse. I know all too well what that is like. Everything from getting called bitch, slut, or stupid when you forget to capitalize the N in his name, claiming you disrespected him, to his threats of SA and unaliving that he blames on the darker part of himself. Have experienced it all. When news got back to me from friends and strangers alike telling me about you, the speculation was that you were his new woman. Didn't care. I'm very much over his games. So news, however true or false, didn't faze me. My only concern was for your well-being. As I know him, I know how he can make you feel like you both have a connection, whether it be as friends or more, make you feel like you need him. Then the real him shows and the abuse starts and you think you can save him. But you see, that was my mistake. There is no saving someone that mentally twisted and depraved. He is beyond all help. In the 4 years since my life changed forever, I've come to accept and cope with the trauma of the past. I'm in a good place now. I'm engaged to the man. Owe all credit in the world to for standing by my side through the many hardships that come with me, both personal and public. My fiance's name is Blank. He is 26. He has a stable job working as a manager of a bar restaurant establishment in downtown Seattle. He and I have been together for almost 2 years and are getting married in January. The decision to get married at this time in my life was not in my plan 4 years ago. I thought I would do my 10-year bid single and have only my father and stepmother as support. Then in September of 2017, my world changed, again this time for the better, when this sweet, handsome, full of life and excitement guy came to visit me after 4 months of writing and hours of talking over the phone. 30 minutes into the visit, he kissed me and it felt real. And from that moment on, he had my heart. And every day after that, he's been showing me more and more that he's the man I want to spend the rest of my life with. He has never called me outside of my name, never has put me down or degraded me. He always tells me he loves me, always encourages me to find my own self, and is there to support me in all my decisions. He accepts my past and the baggage it brings, but only sees my best qualities. He protects, but doesn't dominate. And to him, I'm not below nor above him, but rather his equal. Have been broken, but I've been rebuilt stronger than ever, and so are you. Never anyone break you. You found good people to confide in. Blank has a big heart. She'll be there for you if you need anything. As for Blank, I don't talk for her as much. I'm not supportive of her by proxy series. To me, every reporter, every talk show host, every movie writer is just another one to cash in on more fame at the price of my emotional healing. That is why I have chosen to step out of the media spotlight, having declined interviews for almost 2 years. The last one I did was in November of 2017. Then I hit a point that I needed to move on from the past. It's probably the only one who shares my wishes to move forward and heal from everything, and choosing to put an end to the constant media circus. At least when the TV shows and movies air, I'll have a good man who will be my support. It's your choice if you wish to help Fancy's project. However, made my choice and choose a normal life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was to Dawn from Gypsy.
Wow.
And yeah, it's frustrating to me that it almost sounds like they were in communication for a while, because not just Dawn and Gypsy, but Nick and Gypsy, because it was like, what did she say? She said something about, I'm done with all of that. And it was kind of like the way she was saying it, it almost felt like she had been experiencing it. I don't know. That's just what I got from it.
I'm very much over his games.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So
I'm very
news,
much
however, true or false, didn't faze me. But my thing is, when was he doing all this stuff to her? Like, when was he doing these things to make her think that she could save him?
Yeah.
And she says that was her mistake. There's no saving someone that was that mentally twisted and depraved. So to save him, you ask him to unalive your mother. That's how you're going to save him?
Mm-hmm.
It definitely doesn't.
How are you trying?
Text.
Yeah. How are you going to save him? How are you going to save him? And at that point, you couldn't even save yourself, according to you, because you were trapped in the jail with your mother. How are you going to save him?
Yeah. So I don't know. That just struck me as odd. The times that I've read it, it's like, well, what do you mean? What's going on here?
Or manipulation.
Yeah. Or manipulation. More manipulation.
And then
Probably.
she starts talking about Ken and how great he is.
Mm-hmm.
He protects. He doesn't dominate. We're equal.
But Gypsy dominated in Nick's relationship. In the relationship that she had with Nick. She was the dominant one. If you look at all the FOIAs.
Yeah. And she had servants in her email box when she was in jail.
Exactly.
And yeah. So it does seem like that's her role in that position.
Yep.
So,
and she never gave it up.
It makes me wonder what her dynamic with Ken is.
Yeah, right.
He's not dominant. She says that.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't dominate.
No, he doesn't.
I don't get that vibe.
Mm-mm. Not at all.
Oh my goodness. She loved being called goddess, Miss Fancy Pants says. I can only imagine if this much has made it out on Front Street, I can only imagine like what it's truly like.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's very interesting that Gypsy and Ken both want the phone call subpoenaed now.
I think it's more talk than anything.
Yeah, but they threw it out there.
They threw it out there, but we've already gotten it denied.
Yeah,
I think
know.
maybe Trixie Lane got a couple calls.
Yeah, she got some with her file. Yeah.
So maybe you can get them if you say something specific.
Yeah, I've tried. They were actually supposed to give me a bunch of interviews and a bunch of videos from Gypsy's case, but they never sent them. And then she said she was going to send them. And then when Nick's case got denied, she said she couldn't send them anymore. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, we'll wait it out a couple months. I really don't think he's going anywhere.
No, I don't either.
And I, as bad as I feel for him, I hope he doesn't go anywhere because, like I've said in the past, like him being in a mental institution is not any better.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly he can be manipulated and doing certain things. And even if you look at the people that he's talking to and trusting right now, it's not like anything like Gypsy, but they don't seem to be the most trustworthy people in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want him on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel bad?
Yeah, there is, I guess, a subsection of people who are like, he shouldn't be in jail. He should have got out when she got out. I'm not really on that side of the fence with Nicholas just walking free or Nicholas. I just can't get behind it because at the end of the day, I read the autopsy report. I know that these wounds went through muscle, bone, fat, cartilage, through every organ in her body. I saw the pictures and I just saw how heinous it was. Okay. And as far as I'm concerned, Gypsy Rose is lucky that she didn't do life in prison.
Yeah, she is. The only reason
she's lucky that she didn't do life in prison because that was her orchestrated hit.
I agree. Yeah, and
so
it could be
getting out.
Yeah, I mean, she went over state lines to hire somebody, and used the internet.
Yeah.
She should have gotten some federal charges or something thrown on top of it all.
Yeah.
And the mail, using the mail to send the murder weapon.
I know somebody who, I don't know this person personally, but I know someone very personally that knows this person very personally. And she tried to kill somebody, or she tried to have someone killed, but the person didn't even die. And she's being faced with like a long time in prison.
Really?
She was able to get parole for bail. and she was able to just hang out with like a ankle monitor for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But she's facing a long time in prison. I just gotta say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she didn't even the person didn't even die. So, yeah, just try to get someone to do it for her.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And most of the cases that have these kinds of things happen, the person who hires the person is usually in prison longer than the actual murderer.
Yeah, because it's your intent. It's your intent. When you think about like first degree unaliving, they talk about the premeditation of it all. Okay, they both premeditated on it, but that had to start from somewhere, and that she was a big element in that.
Mm-hmm.
And that she was a huge element in that.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you walking free in 8 years, you come out of prison and you act so entitled, you need to have some like humility. You need to have some like actual forgiveness, not some like she comes out as a victim.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she comes out of jail as a victim, and you're not the victim in this story. You're not. You're not.
No, she's not at all. She's not the victim.
I noticed that's everything she loves to be the victim in every situation. She can mold it to where she's the victim.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
You know, now it's this cyberbullying thing. She's accusing content creators of subjecting her to cyberbullying. I'm like, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
You're always shifting into this victimhood. Like my mom, first it was the mother, your mother was abusing you. Then it was Nick. Then it was Ryan. Now it's content creators. Like it's a constant victim mentality to get sympathy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what
The
I
thing
mean?
that kind of sucks about it though is like there are certain people that are actually bullying her. And so anyone who kind of buys into the like mainstream narrative, all they see is these people like making fun of her nose, making fun of her for being ugly or this, that, or the other. And you know, I'm not saying that I don't understand, but there are some people that are legitimately bullying her, and it just kind of makes everyone else think like, well, maybe she has a point, you know, and that's my opinion anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, some people do take it too far, and you know, I wish more people would concentrate more on the crime and the things she's doing, not the way she looks or the way she acts. Well, maybe the way she acts.
But not
Yeah,
just like
not the way she looks. So,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely did approach it that way. Coming into it, I'm looking for a middle ground. I'm not trying to like take either side. But like after reading all that I read, I couldn't help but to say, damn, you screwed up. And the fact that you don't want to take accountability for it. I'm not going to talk about you personally, but I can talk about the things that I see you do on a daily basis. The things that I see you say about your mother on a daily basis.
yeah,
That's just not acceptable. She's not here anymore. Stop being a victim in the case where you were the monster. You know?
Yeah, no,
you can't
I
hold
totally
on to
agree.
that victim.
Yeah.
Totally agree with that.
Yep. So you guys want to read a few more? I gotta get out of here and get some food, or we can probably read like one or two more if you guys want to.
Sure, we can read another one. Let's see, what do you want to read?
Let's read one more, and then we're going to wrap up. And because I need to eat, I'm so hungry. I know it's late, but
I'm over here off camera eating some pasta. Sorry, I kind of crashed the party. I was just nosy. I was listening to you guys.
it's okay. You're fine. You're fine. What are you guys doing after this? Are you guys going live or?
No, I'm not a night owl or anything like that. I'll probably get ready for bed, honestly.
I'll probably watch an episode of Drag Race and go to sleep.
Not my thing.
Let me see.
Drag race isn't anything I can get into.
You haven't tried.
I know, I haven't tried. They're just too flamboyant for me, like too drama.
I I haven't watched that before.
Oh, you haven't?
It's fun. I like it.
I do like RuPaul though. He's hilarious on TikTok. Have you seen him on
Okay,
TikTok?
there we go.
Funny, but
I'm
he's into
looking for a
fracking
term.
and
I don't know which term I should use. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't hear you for a second. My mic had fallen out for a second. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, my mic kind of like, yeah, it's a whole thing with my mic.
Oh, you know what? I found, what is this? It's page 535 of the edited one, and it's at the very bottom. And it starts with Mother, I am writing you this letter with having had nearly 5 years to feel the emotions.
oh shit.
Felt when expressing the words written. Every day since your death have had nothing but time to reflect on the choices that have led me to where I am today. Moreover, of how your actions formed the circumstances around mine. The woman writing this letter to you is far different than the girl who was once broken and desperate to live what would later come to understand as just an average life for a young woman. What? The woman writing this letter to you is far different than the girl who was once broken and desperate to live what would later come to understand as an average life for a young woman. Living 23 years of my life with you as my only guardian, the one person who had the responsibility of shaping who would grow up to become. Unfortunately, my upbringing was a far cry from that which should have been. Starting from my birth, going to my young adulthood, being isolated from having any other human interaction other than yours, that's not even true, was lonely, and has affected my ability to have appropriate social necessary to make healthy social interaction with others. The many unnecessary medical surgical procedures and medications that was forced upon me to treat illnesses that did not have has left my body marked with scars, both physical and emotional. Your choice to not have me educated growing up has made it difficult to gain the appropriate level of education needed for a woman of my age and has caused a depleted self-esteem in my ability to make achievements in society. When mentioning the overall lack of life experience that was withheld from me by your choice as a mother, you did not only take away the normal life experiences that shapes an individual to be who they are or could be, but you made the choice to keep me from the best things in life that makes life worth living as a youth. The innocent joy of having a first day of school, the fun of going to the mall with friends and buying a dress that would surely never pass your approval, the excitement of being asked to prom, the comfort of your embrace when getting my heart broke for the first time, the nerves of awaiting the college acceptance letter. These are all things that was not able to experience. It would be many years before was able to fully understand the reasons why I grew up being isolated from others, being taken to hospital after hospital, doctor after doctor, without anything being medically wrong with me, waiting for the next time your hand has to strike me for simply trying to make a friend. Fear, manipulation, and isolation was all new of your kind of love, and the lingering question of why was unable to be allowed, the one thing that everyone else seemed to have, the ability of free will. I am now 28 years old and am in prison for part in your murder. And though I can never justify my crime, nor can any letter or apology give back the life was taken, am writing this as if you were physically in front of me to express all that have held in for the whole of my life. Mom, after all this happened, I have been searching for answers and spending my time trying to learn about myself as a person, trying to make sense of why all these events unfolded with this amount of tragedy. Want to know that now, understand that you were mentally and emotionally unstable when raising me, and that you're, and then it cuts off.
That grammar's atrocious. Good
Oh my
lord.
goodness.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that was in her book. I think that writing was in her book.
Yeah,
That's
I felt like it was.
specifically-
Mm-hmm. I felt
That
like
was
it
in
was
her
after
book.
I got into it.
I notice with the letter, it's a lot of, you did this to me, you did this to me, you did this to
Mhm.
me, you did this. But it was not like a lot of her like expressing what she did
Remorse.
in the situation. Like maybe I was selfish at times. It was just like you know?
Yeah, there was no self-reflection.
Yeah. There's no like I had times when my temper got too out of the way, like when I shot you with a BB gun, you know?
Yeah, right.
You're just talking about every single thing that you feel like she did wrong to you.
Mm-hmm.
And she was supposed to be forgiving her mother, someone said.
Yeah, that's not
But it's
forgiveness.
still just
That's victimhood still.
that's still a lot of victimhood in my opinion. It's like you did this to me and that's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Damn you. Why'd you have
Mhm.
to do what you did and make me end up here? No,
Mm-hmm.
your actions put you there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, so okay, this was very, very fun.
Yeah.
It was very fun. We should do it again. It
Yeah.
would be fun. But yeah, it's very fun reading through these and just kind of analyzing them. We can probably do another one maybe next week sometime if you guys are down for it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. So, let's see here. Are there like any little questions from the chat or anything? Thank you guys for hanging out. I know we were reading and didn't catch all of the comments, but thank you guys for coming.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
You know, I tried to reach out to you a while back to have you on the show, and somehow we didn't connect. I don't know why, but
Yeah, I was trying to text you back, and I mean, I sent that email a while back, and I'm like, I never got a response. But
I'm sorry. I have I'm the secretary of military broadcast radio, and so I get all of the emails that come into MBR. So my box is overloaded with stuff. So sometimes I don't catch things. So if anybody has sent in anything to me and I haven't found it, that's why.
It's not personal.
I probably get like I get like
I was like, I'm
15
emailing again.
Sorry, I get like 15 emails like in 20 minutes, so it's
I was like, emails, what? I need to go to the source of this because what? I was tired of the, like everyday reporting, like Gypsy Rose went to the beach and kicked a rock. How dare she? Like,
right.
I don't have time for that shit. Like call me when there's something important, when there's actual viable things that we can read and digest. I don't care about her dancing or doing whatever she does. I don't care. I don't care that she puts her baby in a car seat. I don't care. I really don't. I'm not judging those that do, but I just don't care.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And
I didn't even watch the show. Like I can't. I can't.
I only fell down this rabbit hole because my cousin's in Chillicothe. Otherwise, Gypsy Rose would have never been on my radar.
I was mildly interested when the act came out during the pandemic. My ex-boyfriend and I watched the show. I bought into the narrative, and then with her cousin, then I started seeing stuff happen, and I was like, "Ooh!" And then here I am. I don't know.
That's like basically my my story as well. Same story, same exact story, but the act really misled a lot of people.
Mhm.
A
Mhm.
lot.
Oh, for sure. Very dramatized.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're about to get off though, Recrow. We're about to get off, but you can catch the replay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you, chat.
Yeah, you're
And thank you
welcome.
guys thank you so much for coming and sharing these emails with everybody. You could have very well just been like my emails, you know. I got them, my emails. I'm not sharing them,
Yeah.
you know, but thank you so much for, you know, sharing them with, you know, other content creators, because people just want to see it from all different angles, and everybody's trying to attack this. Everybody's reading it.
Mhm.
And it is very helpful. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I just want to, you know, let the truth be out. And what better way to do it than real actual documents
Yeah.
where you can't fudge them and
And if you do, you'll be in big trouble.
yeah. That's how I like to get down, is with real documents,
Yeah.
so I actually know what's going on instead of trying to guess.
I agree. Thank you for letting me
Right.
crash the party last minute, though.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I think y'all are a package deal, right, on your show?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, when she's busy,
Yeah.
she's not here, but
Yeah, I won't be a part of our live on Saturday because I
Yeah.
have stuff to do, but
mhm.
be like that sometimes.
Yeah. I'm the old lady.
Okay.
She's the young lady.
For those of you who just can't get enough of Gypsy Rose content, it seems like someone's live. What's his name? Sir Morbid is live. If you guys want to jump over there, because I know some people just binge it, or you can, you know, watch some of my videos about her if you haven't seen them. But he's live right now. I'm about to get some food and, you know, just enjoy the rest of the night. I hope you guys have a good rest of y'all's night, though.
Yes, thank you,
Have
Lindsay,
a good
very
night.
much. Have a blessed
You're
evening,
welcome.
everybody. Bye.
You too. Bye.